What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Shiv here. Alright, so I know a little bit of delay since the last preview slash review, but we got more cards coming up, one of which was just announced today on the side of a building. I'm not even kidding. Anyway, so guys, you've been really good in the comment section and in supporting the channel. I really do appreciate it. Keep up the good work. Keep spreading the message. Love all you bastards. Alright. So, without further ado, let's get to this. First up, we've got, for the Rogues, a 5-mana 4/4 Shadowcaster. It's an epic, so likelihood of seeing this in Arena is pretty reduced, but okay, whatever. Battlecry. Choose a friendly minion, add a 1/1 copy to your hand. That costs 1. Okay, So, there are a couple things that I want to say here. Yeah, there's a little bit of synergy with like an SI7 agent or anything that has a battle cry, so you can get that battle cry again. That's kind of cool, like, yes. But, I mean, at 5 mana, wouldn't you just rather play an Azure Drake? Yeah. But it is kind of cool. I think it's definitely a very interesting card. There are definitely going to be some scenarios where this could pretty much do some wonderful things. But I just don't like the add 1/1 copy of it. That's this gimmick that Blizzard's trying out in this expansion. I'm not a huge fan of it. I really am not. I don't think this is going to be that thing that's really going to define in a positive way this expansion. If anything, this is the fucking joust mechanic of fucking this set. Not overly good. All in all, not an overly strong card. It's pretty as fuck, don't get me wrong, but it's not an overly good card. Alright, now we have a Hunter card. Yes! Hunter's Forlorn Stalker, a 3-mana 4/2 Battlecry. Give all minions with Death Rattle in your hand +1/+1. Death Rattle Hunter return? Okay, so how relevant is Death Rattle Hunter going to be? Well, right now it's kind of hard to say since all the really good Death Rattles are kind of, phasing out, i.e. Mad Scientist and, Sludge Belcher. Yeah, so not to mention the fact that, you can't use Undertaker in Standard, and even still Undertaker wasn't overly that good anyway after they nerfed it, so this kind of makes me think that there's going to be more Death Rattle coming in this set, because we've only seen about half the set now, so maybe the rest is going to have a lot more Death Rattle, or possibly in future sets we could see more Death Rattle, so this might be one of those sleeper cards that we'll have to wait and see. But 3 mana for a 4/2, okay, so this isn't the first time that Hunters have played a 3 mana 4/2. The only difference is this one doesn't charge. So, I mean, you really got to think about that. Do you want something that charges or something that doesn't charge? I mean, it's the same exact stat line as Big Game Hunter. I like the card. I think the card is actually pretty cool. That, and we've been having a lot of fun, memeing the shit out of Disguised Toast over this thing. So, yeah. It's been really fun. But I do think that this might be a really cool indicator card, but at the same time, it's a wait-and-see sort of deal. But with things like Mad Scientist going out of the mix, I really feel like the value of this card is reduced. But again, we've only seen half the set, and also future sets could actually buff this up. So wait and see, guys. Wait and see. Alright, next up we have Demented Frostcaller, 4 mana 2/4. After you cast the spell, freeze a random enemy character. So I guess the idea is this is supposed to like complement like Tempo Mage decks, right? Alright, so you could actually take all that damage to face rather than trying to clear the board because you're most likely going to freeze that minion anyway. Okay, so that's kind of cool, I guess. But at the same time, I'm already running 1 low-statted 4-drop. Why am I running 2 low-statted 4-drops? Wouldn't you much rather play a Water Elemental over this? I would, because that's a big enough body to where it's a little bit difficult to deal with. And against certain weapon classes, that's kind of a problem. Now, it does say cast a random enemy. character. So, I mean, that could be your opponent's face, that could be a minion. So that slight bit of randomness could always backfire. And, again, we're already dealing with Flamewaker, which uses a random effect. I think I would much rather just take the Water Elemental over this, but you never know, guys. You never know. Possible adventure mode and or a brawl scenario where this guy might actually be really fucking good. But truth be told, I'd still rather take a Water Elemental. Alright, and on to the next card. Shifting Shade. Priest! Get a really creepy looking dark card. I like this. Alright. 4 mana for a 4/3. Death Rattle. Copy a card from your opponent's deck and add it to your hand. Yes, if this ability seems somewhat familiar, that's because it's a Death Rattle for Mind Vision. Alright? A Death Rattle for Mind Vision. So what does this mean? Pretty much add a fucking Deadly Poison, add a Shield Slam to your hand. Okay, all the reasons why Mind Vision can backfire or Thought Steal can backfire on you are the same reasons why this can backfire on you, okay? So, yeah, you're getting a 4-mana 4/3 that has a really cool Death Rattle, but at the same time, not the greatest thing in the world. It could actually backfire, but I do like it. I think it's pretty fucking cool. And when you look at 4-drops in Priest, they have one. Let's be honest, they have one. And that's Akanai. Alright, so giving them a little bit more reach there, probably a really good thing. Also, I'd like to point out with, Light Bomb out of the mix, you don't end up killing your own guy. So, that's cool. But I do like this card. I think it's actually really fucking interesting. I really do like it. And because it's a Death Rattle, it's something else that Museum Curator is going to pull. Alright, moving on. Twilight Flamecaller. This is the final card we will be reviewing. A 3-mana, 2/2 Mage card. Now, Mage got a lot of fucking minions this expansion. I mean, normally they get like, 1 minion and a bunch of spells. This time they've gotten like a bunch of fucking minions. Alright. So, Battlecry. Deal 1 damage to all enemy minions. Wow! Okay, so cool, I guess. Great anti-aggro card. It actually is a really good anti-aggro card. I like this card on many levels. I really do. 3 mana for a 2/2, not bad. That Battlecry effect, pretty fucking strong. If your opponent's doing Unleash the Hound combination, boom, wipe that shit right the fuck out. I mean, there are a lot of scenarios where this is really, really good. But this is one of those tech cards that you would add into your deck depending on, how you're seeing the meta. Like, if you're coming up against a lot of face aggro decks, this card makes a lot of sense. If you're coming up against a lot of patron decks, this card is never played out of your hand and sits dead pretty much the entire time. So, I mean, it kind of sucks. Now, the other thing here is you can't use it in combination with, say, your own Acolyte of Pain because it only targets enemy minions. So that value gets reduced there. So really, it's pretty much, little weenie sweeper. That's what it's meant to be, is a weenie sweeper. Takes out your leopard gnomes, takes out your loot hoarders, takes out stone touch board, anything with 1 life, which is quite a bit of those really aggressive face decks. So yeah, that's something. But is this overly good? 50-50 on this. It's definitely a tech choice. And it could actually be used as a tech choice, but its overall value is still not all that great. But again, with a lot of stuff going out of the mix, come standard, people are going to have to adapt, come up with new ways of doing things. This might be one of the ways they have to come up to do it. So we'll have to wait and see on that. But all in all, it's kind of a meh card, to be perfectly honest with you. But hey, you know what? How many of these cards were actually revealed on the side of a fucking building? So, awesome. Anyway, so that's all for this review. Let me know down in the comment section which cards you liked, which scenarios and synergies you're seeing possible with them. Let me tap that untapped potential of your creativity. I want to see what you guys got. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, this is Shiv saying stay safe, have fun, Free Cthulhu, and may RNGesus bless you. Peace.